This segment of AM Northwest is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. KATU and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because KATU and Providence Health and Services know that family matters.
You know, summer is usually a busy time for kids' sports, but for many young athletes, quarantine has dulled their muscle memory, competitive instincts, and reactions necessary to perform at a high level without injury. Here are some ways that student athletes can get back in shape for sports. We welcome from Providence Sports Medicine, sports scientist Matthew Hauck. Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. You know, this is really unprecedented times for athletes right now, right?
It is unprecedented indeed when you start thinking about the spectrum of athletes from junior high into high school, college, and even up to the professional ranks. You're looking at some athletes who have not been engaged in their sport consistently for 3+ months now.
Yeah.
And that's so atypical for that population.
What are you hearing from some of the athletes? What are they asking you?
They're asking, what do I need to do to get ready? Not just the athletes, but coaches, administrators, league officials. They want to know how to best accommodate a safe return to the best sense of normalcy, I guess, if you will, when it comes to sport. So they want to know what type of training we should be doing from the athlete standpoint. Coaches want to know what our practices need to look like, what our game's going to look like, and that's just from the physical standpoint, in addition to all the logistical concerns.
Well, can athletes really get into shape and prepare for their sport if they're not doing the sport?
That's a great point. The most important thing for athletes is to remember that there's nothing that can be done to fully prepare them to get back to sport aside from the sport itself. But having said that, what is crucial for athletes of all ages right now to engage in is consistent training over a period of several weeks that helps get their bodies ready to return to that higher level intensity on the field. When you start thinking about all the reactions, starting, stopping, having to do that for a full game on hardwood or turf or the diamond or the track, they need to get their bodies back up to that point to get used to the regular intensities that they would normally be experiencing by consistently playing their sports.
Are you seeing more injuries right now as kids try to get back into movement and they haven't been moving for a while?
Well, we've been able to take some pointers from what's been happening in the international sports community.
Okay.
One of the first professional leagues to return to sport over in Europe was the German Bundesliga, their professional soccer league over there. And there's some key lessons that were taken away from that because as one of the first leagues to return, they had a very short window where their teams were able to get together and train fully together before a game started. But once games started, they experienced an injury rate per game that was like triple what they were used to. So a lot of people from the international sporting community, they kind of raised their eyebrows and said, let's take some lessons from this, because if we ramp up the return to practice and return to sport over too short of a period of time, we're not going to prepare the athletes adequately after this longer period off. Muscle injuries, muscle strains, those are some of the more common injuries that you were seeing and that we will continue to see at every level of sport if the rush to return is not adequately programmed and planned.
Now you have a summer conditioning program. Tell me about that. Providence does.
That's right. Our Providence Sports Medicine team, I'm really proud about the work that our team put together. It's an at-home performance program. It's available on our website, and we'll share that link shortly. It's a totally free, no sign-up required, 6-week programs for student athletes as young as junior high through high school into college and pros can utilize to get their bodies ready to return to more intensive training, to return to sport practice, to return to more intense strength and conditioning, and then eventually, in time, return to the competition itself. And it offers a wide range of foundational elements for physical performance for a wide range of athletes to help get their bodies ready to return to all the different reactions, decision-making, change of directions, and then that whole longer physical work output. And like I said, it's available for free on our website. There's also, as you're seeing right now, a free exercise library where they can get video demonstrations of all the exercises as well. And again, everything is totally free. There's no sign up. We wanted to make this available to as many student athletes as possible.
In the last few seconds that we have here, give me some nutritional tips for the athletes.
So with nutrition and hydration, the number one thing that our sports dietitians talk about Nutrition and hydration are all-day events. It's not just about cramming in right before or during your training session. Staying well-fed and well-hydrated for a session today started yesterday after you ended your practice or training. So remember, nutrition and hydration, they're an all-day event. Give consistent attention to all those.
Matt, thank you so much. I want to tell folks if they'd like to find out more, you can contact Providence Sports Medicine. We'll have a link on our website at KATU.com. Matt, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We'll be right back with more AM Northwest on the way.